Today we're going to talk about survivor's guilt, and I want you to think of it from the perspective of your friend or family member that didn't make it. Hey everyone, Todd here, internalarchitect.com, and I've been thinking about this topic for a little while. I've hit on some other survivor's guilt topics as well, but this one was interesting because of a conversation I had with my counselor about the guilt that I feel about living, about surviving through this experience a lot of us go through called cancer. When we think of cancer, we think of the stigma that comes along with it. Cancer, it's like the cooties. You don't want to, when you're a little kid, you didn't want to get cooties, so you didn't want to touch it. Obviously, cancer has just a different stigma to it, and a lot of it has to do with how death is part of the whole equation into this. Now, the discussion that I had with my counselor was trying to take the viewpoint from your friend that wasn't able to make it, right? That did pass away from the treatment or just the cancer itself. And what would they think about you being able to survive this? And that kind of was a really good switch for me, a good way to kind of turn around the mindset a little bit and really ask myself that question of what would they think if they were alive, if they were to make it? Would they be happy? Would they be sad? Would they be frustrated that I am feeling selfish about this guilt that I'm feeling? Now, don't get me wrong, the feelings are legit, and the feelings of remorse and the guilt and the frustration that comes along with the survivorship of cancer is really important, and it's really important to acknowledge. But at the same time, to really work through all the different challenges and the mindsets and what we feel are the criticisms and the opinions of other people that we survived and they didn't is really unfounded in the sense that there's no real way to measure that. You shouldn't really assume what other people are thinking. It doesn't change, that process, that way that we kind of deal with the gravity of what we were able to survive through. At the same time, this question of asking yourself, what would my friends think? What would my family member think, knowing that I made it through it? And I guarantee you they'd be like, I'm so glad that you did. I am so glad that you have made it and you're able to continue on this path. And that was a huge turning point for me because I felt that even in the second time of dealing with my lymphoma, this was a good turning point for me to really kind of put it in perspective of knowing that my friends, the ones that have passed away from cancer, would be very thrilled knowing this, knowing them, knowing who they are, and knowing what they had to go through, the conversations that we had, and everything else that comes along with it up to their unfortunate passing. If I was to have that conversation now with them, I know that they would be so happy that I am here, that I have made it, that I am on the other side, and I'm recovering and everything that comes along with that part of survivorship. And that was really key to just being okay and not feeling so guilty about living and my friends not, and my family members not. That was really kind of the thing, and that's what, if some of you are really having a hard time with in this survivor's guilt. Now, this doesn't just have to be cancer, right? This can be any sort of traumatic experience that has gone on in your life, or you see this in a friend that has been through a very traumatic experience as well. It doesn't have to be cancer. It could be a car accident. The imagination can be, unfortunately, too broad of what can cause survivor's guilt to happen. The exercise that I've been really trying to work on is thinking about what they would be thinking if they knew that I was feeling guilty about my survivorship. And I guarantee you a lot of them would just want to smack me out of it, because it's a hard piece of information and it's a hard pill to swallow of being that survivor, but being able to have this conversation, say, and being able to share this experience with other people, that is what they would want to have happen, and they would be doing that as well if they were here to talk about it. So that's what I have for today in this video. It's it is a tough one, but this also has to do with the mental health that comes along with survivorship, because we go through so many different aspects of mental health in the survivorship world of cancer that we have to take it one step at a time. It doesn't happen overnight, okay? Please remember that. This doesn't happen like that. It's not like social media where you get your fix and you feel good about that and that you were able to get on. At the end of the day, this is just something that takes time, and it takes consistent effort over time to really work through all this confusion that goes on in your head. So thanks for watching, guys. If you have any comments or questions, obviously hit me in the comment section below, and please hit the bell and smash that bell for notifications, let you know when I put out a new video. And just want to say thank you. I really appreciate your time and energy into watching the videos, and I will see you on the next video.